Welcome back to CryptoWealthy channel, guys. In this episode we are going to show you some technicals here on the chart and also some metrics that are indicating for the new drop very soon. And if you're planning to actually buy some cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, maybe it's a good idea to wait a little bit more because this could be a good opportunity for that. Is there any chance for the upside? Well, there is, but the chance is decreasing by every hour and minute and even day. So now let's dive into the content and see what's going on over here. So here we are on the chart, on the daily chart. I just wanna bring the monthly and show you what's going on the monthly chart. You can see that we are out of this triangle, or actually rising wedge formation. Sorry, this is the longest formation that I ever saw. And as you can see, we are hovering approximately on $20,000, and it seems like that the Bitcoin is not so interested to get above this permanently. Let's say on a little bit longer scale, we don't see Bitcoin so confident above $20,000, and one of the reasons for that is that you can see on the weekly chart. The weekly chart is already showing you that this candle over here, I already put the new line. That line is on $20,500 approximately, and you can see that right now this is the level of resistance for the Bitcoin, and right now we are getting so far decline from this level. We are still retesting on the weekly chart, and as well if we switch to the daily chart, you can see some sort of a decline. You can even draw a consolidation triangle over here pattern, and you can see that most probably we're going to decline to the downside. There are a few metrics why this may happen, and that's because first of all, 20 exponential daily moving average is very powerful in this situation. So if you zoom out, you can see from $68,000, $9,000 approximately, we were declined from this moving average constantly. Even when we got a little bit above it or chop it a little bit, you can see that the Bitcoin got declined anyway and pushed to the downside. And it seems like right now that the previous mini rally that we had from 3rd July to now, you can see that the candles are making and forming some sort of a top and resistance on this level of resistance, and as well the 20 EMA is helping this price to get pushed to the downside towards this support. And usually when the price gets rejected from certain level of resistance, usually the rule is has a bigger chance to break the opposite side, which on this case is the support level of support of this pennant over here. You can see that the pennant also happened over here, and the price actually broke to the downside, but we still broke to the downside because in this case this is the not the consolidation only, but also continuation of the current trend, which in this case is the bear trend. Now, these metrics are not only for the Bitcoin, but usually for the whole cryptocurrency space in general, because everything is following the Bitcoin price, and the Bitcoin price is following, for example, traditional markets as the S&P and DJI, and you want to observe those markets as well, because those are also the metrics for the Bitcoin drop, further drop, or vice versa. Now, the next thing you want to watch is the BTC funding rates, and you can see that funding rates are also getting jacked up to the upside, and as well over here on the May of month, I think this was the 3% of the funding rates in the plus, of course, and you can see that we had liquidation of $240 million in the longs, and as well over here we had a 13 June, which was approximately 3 weeks ago, and right now we don't have any liquidation since then. So there is a potential, because the BTC funding rates are going up over here, and they are going pretty much violently to the upside above zero. You can see that right now something is preparing to happen. So there is a potential because of these funding rates over here to liquidate more people if we have a lot of people in the longs right now, because we are into the bear trend and many people are trying to catch the bottom, and this is something that I wouldn't recommend you to do. It's better to buy any cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or even futures when the price is starting going to the upside, when you're sure that we are into the bull trend, than to try to catch the falling knife, because you know what will happen then. Also, we need to mention the supports that we may revisit if we start dropping from here, and there is a big chance for that. The next level of support could be on approximately $15,000 to $14,000. As you can see, this blue line I would definitely observe, and as well I would observe $12,000, 12,000, maybe even 11, but I'm not sure if we're gonna go so deep, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that these blue lines are now definitely possible to visit before we see some sort of a reversal. Either it's going to be the V shape, either we're going to make some higher low over here and then make some bottom over here and start the new trend to the upside. I do believe that this will happen in the next weeks and months, because we still need to form bottom before we can discuss about it. And right now we don't have any meaningful level of support, ladies and gentlemen, to actually do that. So I think that the Bitcoin drop is more likely to happen than any sort of a reversal at this point, but anything is possible. The only bullish scenario over here that I could expect for the cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin price is to actually get above 20 EMA and get above these two lines. These two lines are going to be important, and that's, as you can see, $22,000 and $20,500. If Bitcoin price manages to get above these lines over here, well, only then we may discuss about some sort of a reversal, but even then is very critical. So let's see if the Bitcoin may actually break these structures over here, because when you have indicators, when you have moving averages on the same level where are some resistances, usually that's a very strong resistance and you don't want to ignore it, and probability for the price to actually not break that level is much higher than to break, especially when you are in the bear trend. Also, bringing the indicators, it seems like that we just got above over here level of oversold zone, which is 30 on the RSI, and on the MACD we are some sort of a in some sort of a bullish push into the MACD, but as you can see, the price is pushing into this onto the sides over here. It's a sideways trading until we reach the end of this pennant, and then the price will decide if it's going to go to the upside or to the downside. But we all know that the chances are much bigger for the drop to the downside, especially if we see in the DJI or the S&P 500 further drop to the downside. We discussed about this as well, and I need to mention that the S&P 500 is doing some bullish stuff on the longer scale, and you can see on the weekly chart, the better, you can see that we are having the falling wedge formation, and usually the falling wedge formation is bullish pattern, which tends to break to the upside, while rising wedge formation tends to go to the downside. So right now we are seeing on the weekly chart, this is a much bigger time frame, so it takes time to actually play it out, but you can see that the S&P 500 is forming that pattern, and we may see push to the upside in the next weeks, which could also bring the bottom for the Bitcoin as well. Now, we discussed about the rules that we need to fulfill for the bottom or the top, and in this case scenario, one of the rule is missing, and that's bullish divergences. So far, we don't see bullish divergences on the weekly chart, but we are not seeing it onto the daily chart as well, so we need to take that in consideration. Maybe actually here we are seeing some sort of a bullish divergence. As you can see, we should take that in consideration, but so far we are seeing it on the daily chart. It's very nice to see it on the weekly as well, and then we can see some sort of a push to the upside. Now watch the S&P 500. If we break this pennant over here, you can draw it on your chart as well, observe it. If we break this pennant over here, this level of resistance, we may really see some bigger push to the upside and the bull market continuation. Now I think this is it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. This was just a quick update and to bring you attention what could potentially happen in the next days or even hours. Make sure to observe this. If you wanted to buy, wait a little bit more. There could be a better chance and opportunity to stack up your favorite crypto or the shares or whatever you are buying. I want to thank each last one of you for watching our videos, and until the next update, happy trading and goodbye.